Foundation started working for the people since 2003, and we have not failed to work for the people year in, year out.
Ben KALU'S Mandates every Monday by 11 a.m. on Flow 94.9 FM.
A beautiful morning to you, and thank you for leaving your dial on the floor of God's and state. Welcome to Ben KALU'S Mandate. I am Wisdom Thomas. The beauty of democracy is the fact that ideally it is people-centric, as its principles and foundation layered on the people, for the people, and by the people, which suggests that accountability, transparency, fairness, and inclusion are rife, but not limited to the aforementioned. The political atmosphere in the state has remained finely poised and positively charged in the aftermath of the visit of President Bola Tinubu. What was expected to be the hallmark of positive transformation in the state, given the changes seen in the state since the assumption of office by the incumbent government, has raised further questions on performance, accountability, even more so scrutiny on the dividends of democracy delivered in the last 2 years and 5 months. On the program, Ben KALU'S Mandate, we will continue to discuss the political development in Abia State. And you know the phases. The first one, we are going to be speaking to the Chief Press Secretary, to the Deputy Speaker, and then after that we delve into the matter when we are going to be joined by a former Deputy Speaker of the Abia State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Cosmos Ndukwe. Then we'll start to unpack what is right before us. And of course, in the third phase of the program, we open the phone lines and we engage you and get to feel your pulse as well. We are reaching out to the Chief Press Secretary, to the Deputy Speaker, leaving us Mwaboyogo, to tell us what the last 1 week or so has been for the number 6 citizen of Nigeria, given the intense activities and the energy channeled towards the issue of constitution amendment. And just to remind you, we are live on Facebook, facebook.com/Flow949FM. And that is another channel to engage with us when it's time to hear from you. Well, we are going to skip phase 1 on Ben KALU'S Mandate this morning. Probably the Chief Press Secretary of the Deputy Speaker is out and about doing his duty with the Deputy Speaker. And for that, we have joining us virtually as we speak, Right Honorable Cosmos Ndukwe, former Deputy Speaker, Abia State House of Assembly. Good morning to you, sir. It's a pleasure to have you join Ben KALU'S Mandate.
Good morning, Wisdom. Pleasure is mine, and good morning, Abia.
All right, let's get started, Right Honorable Ndukwe. With the visit of the president to the state just a couple of weeks ago, if days, trying to commission projects masterminded by the Abia state governor, the deputy speaker, Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu, called for credit to be given to the president, which has stirred a lot of reactions. But what do you make of that call by the number 6 citizen that due credit, should be given to the president because he made available funds to the subnational, of course, which includes Abia State, for the developments that are being seen in the state?
Thanks to Wisdom. Thank you for bringing me up to this program to discuss this morning and also to dissect one among the burning issues in Abia. I want to reiterate, I've said it in several times, that this our new and old Abia dichotomy and propagandists and their cronies, they are only trying to succeed in turning Abia into a propaganda theory and a laughing stock before the community of nations. What did the Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Ben Carlo, PhD, Commander of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, say? They only installed the governor. I watched this program. He installed the governor, and he affirmed that he has been his friend and that he joined him in going around most of the project sites they visited. And after what? He commended him for the effort he has put up so far. But however, he noted that he needs to do more. A very friendly, honest call from an ally and a supporter of the government of Abia State, who have brought so many things into Abia State. He reiterated that he will not be out of comedianship for the media team of the government to always appreciate the goodwill of Mr. President. In his unwavering support to the state and ensuring that what is due for Abia State gets to us, that's not really, that the president has been doing that. So the DS just asked that the president should be appreciated for such initiative and that he removed the oil subsidy. He did not keep the money to enrich only Abuja and its environment, but allow it to go around the whole 32 states. And that the president did not in any way push aside the state in giving the same homogeneous amount he's giving to other states. He has given us 3 federal universities, including the recently announced police college in Delhi. Have you heard the Commissioner for Information in Abia State mention that in any media platform? If at all that information of his still exists. Nor the governor's advisor on media say anything among his numerous press releases he has been releasing in this press releases governor syndrome. None. So the DS just made a friendly call from as a president party man who has done much to ensure that what is due for Abia State gets to us here in Abia. By extension to start with, he said to incite Abians against Mr. President or incite the governor against Mr. President, as many have alleged. However, there is no other better place for DS to say such than the commissioning of Port Harcourt Road, which the DS also knew too well that the federal government, through the Ministry of Works, will reimburse the state afterwards. And this Port Harcourt Road has been a homogeneous project, federal project from state execution at 36 billion for 5-kilometer roads, which I know as a former commissioner for works that I have for only 2 months, that we have done almost 70% of what both the drainage both ways. And don't forget that I know every detail about that road. And if that is a federal road to be reimbursed by Mr. President, why will it be out of order for DS to mention that the president or the office should be acknowledged? And believe me, I believe that if during that commissioning or the broadcast made after, if such commendation are made for the chief executive, who knows it too well, that it can influence the president to favor the state more. despite being in an opposition party. He can influence the president. Because BS can work to speak with the president and he can influence such to favor Agbo. There must be some level of appreciation so publicly to the government that have done so well in providing enough funds for the state. That's exactly what BS said, that is losing all the health, losing all the era, losing all the propagandists, and the whole state is turned upside down. Maybe sometimes.
Right, Honorable Ndukwe, some argue that the comments of the DS were overreaching, especially in the aspect of credit, because the president took a bold step when he removed fuel subsidy, and so the subnationals were getting humongous allocations every other month. But those are statutory funds which were meant to go to the subnationals. Is there any you would think that credit would be given to the president in the wake of what we have seen in the state, especially in the last 1 week?
Well, there is need for that. There is need for that. And that is why you see DS expanded on what he said during his renewable partners after he organized internet rats and keyboard media tigers of the state attacked him with all manner of tantrums thrown at his person. So he really came up to expatiate on what he said. That what he said is for the governor to do more, given the resources at his disposal. So he mentioned that 8 billion as a wholesome revenue accruing for both FAC and internal generated. Although the state came up to say it's 15 billion FAC only that they got. It is a complete shift of what obtained in the past, even during my time as Chief of Staff and also as the Deputy Speaker of the Abia State House of Assembly. What we have as inflow generally is between 2 to 5 billion maximum. Yes, this time around, removal of oil subsidy, removal of fuel subsidy have also pushed the amount to appreciative level.
Okay.
With that 2.5 million to 2.5 to 5 billion that we've been gotten before, several roads were constructed, International Conference Center was constructed, Secretariat Complex was there, flyovers were there, so many rural roads were developed.
Right, Honorable Ndukwe, we will get to the point where we tend to look at how much is on ground vis-a-vis projects and the humongous sum, of course, coming to the state government. Let's look at one of the issues again raised by the DS, especially like you said, when he doubled down on his narrative during that Renewed Hope stakeholders meeting. He raised issues of transparency and accountability. Would you then say that the incumbent government in the state have not actually performed well in terms of transparency and accountability? Are you saying it is non-existent, or probably it's half-mast, or probably just below average? Where do you place the issue of transparency and accountability in line with what we are seeing under the current leadership of Dr. Alex Otti?
Yeah, the governor is one who can not be carved by volume of money. He sees clearly, having served as number one banker of a national bank, he has seen trillions. What is a billion to him? A man who has seen the mouth of a lion in cat cannot be trained by pussycat penny. So there is no way you will talk about transparency or value of handling cash or knowing the value of money that I will rule out the governor of Abia. He's a very good technocrat. The governor is one who has good taste and has actually reflected it in some of his projects. But what the deputy has said in issue as said is that we expected him with the volume of money at his disposal to do some more. Look at a week before the commissioning of Abia State projects. Look at what Imo State showcased. look at the type of conference center, the manner the one-year conference center they showcase, and comparatively with what we have. Look at the number of project roads, 50-something kilometers, 50-something kilometers each showcase. Reflect it with what we have, retrofying or re-asphalting a kilometer, 2 kilometer, 3 kilometer roads, streets. I mean, presidents will not come to Abia after receiving detailed information from the security services concerning the two projects or the projects in Abia, and will still want to come and commission such class of projects in Abia. I mean, people did that largely due to the funds at their disposal. That is the point the DS is trying to pull out. That the same fund or the same cash is not a matter of cash or a matter of the nature of the man is in power, but the same cash and the same fund is made available to Abia at the moment. Documents of Enugu State, what they have been displaying, what they have done with their own cash. That is just the point. The man said, yes, we have tried, but we need you to do more. We need you to measure up more comparatively with what is available in other states in the Southeast. As a party man, that should not let loose of the hell on him, on tantrums, on insults, as so many eras was let loose to talk down on him.
Let's talk about the performance now from your own perspective. I mean, you appear to be doubling down on the narrative or the position of the DS. On a personal note, I mean, you've been in the corridor of power, haven't you? Long enough to have known everything which has transpired in this state. How do you then rate the performance of the governor at the moment? I mean, it's 2 months, 2 years and 5 months since he took over the reign of power in the state. Has he performed relatively below average, especially in comparison with successive governments?
Yeah, Wisdom, you will agree with me perfectly that this performance is hinged on what we are called to commission last 2 weeks or thereabouts. All right? And it's out of this performance that someone made a comment. Yes, we have seen your performance, you have tried, but good is not enough where better is possible, considerably in line with what you have received. So which other transparency organization do you need to be mentioned for us to, for me to assess? Which other, what do you see need me to assess in this case scenario? What do you see need me to assess? Because the assessment is there for all to see what displayed during the last program organized by the state. The assessment is there for us, for everyone to see during their quarterly programs. They have quarterly programs every year, which they normally post online for us to see inflow and outflow, what is being executed and what is being brought. Out of it, so many people have questioned most of the publications they made on the internet concerning their performance or inflow cards and what they use it to. Some of those projects generally are questioning. Where are the projects you mentioned in your quarterly report? And when you question that, it becomes a problem. So many have been sued for asking questions about projects published by the same government. So it's up to you, it's up to the public, it's up to the listening guests and viewers, which I'm just one of those. So I am not a judge. I cannot be a judge with my own call because I'm a politician. And secondly, I'm not in the same party with the government. So whatever I say will be from the part of opposition or the ranking of an opposition.
The fact that you are part of the opposition even burdens your resolve, doesn't it? Now, I did talk about reactions during my intro. Let's look at the fact that some analysts are assuming that the stake of the DS is simply because he is of the opposition and it is all politically motivated, that it's not in the best interest of Abians, that Abians have seen the light in terms of what they have enjoyed in the last 2 years and 5 months. They think the deal from a political point of view now. What do you make of that insinuation?
Come again.
I'm saying some analysts are arguing that the position of the deputy speaker is not the true representation of the interest of Abians, that it is basically politically motivated, his own personal interest, and not the wider view of Abians. What do you make of the insinuation?
Well, for once, I have been a deputy speaker, and the House is there for checks and balances. If you are a good politician, you will agree with me that the deputy speaker draws his analysis not only as a deputy speaker of National Assembly, but also as a stakeholder in Abia. I started by telling you that he do acknowledge his relationship with the state, his relationship with the man at the helm of affairs, his relationship with the people of Abia. And how can he be making such statements out of personal aggrandizement? How? Is it possible? How can? He just made a fair statement in line with what he saw, and he asked for more. How does that amount to being personal? Did he say that one of the points that is agitating the minds of all is his call that APC will take over Abia? But we should not rule out that that call came after statements were being made in that stadium. I watched that program live till the end of this program. After statements were being made, provocative statements were being made, that anyone thinking of taking over or contesting the seat of governance in Abia State is insane. Such statements are so loquacious. Such loquats supposed not to come up at all, because Abia is not conquered. Abia is still a state that will have vibrant people and different parties. Are you saying that every other party will collapse their structure and collapse contested election because we have one man there who came in? Has it ever happened? People must aspire. Windows for people to aspire to be governor. One person cannot be all the governor all the time. People must aspire. People have been aspiring. So you can't close the window for aspiration. Even in the national, people will still aspire to be president. People must still aspire to be in the House of Assembly. People must still aspire to be at the National Assembly. You cannot close any window of politics because one man is at the helm of affairs. So that call was not made out of any personal note. He made it for his party as a good party man. He said APC will take over Abia State 2027, and he maintained it. That is the voice from his party. He's the leader of opposition in Abia as far as APC is concerned, because he is the highest office holder in Abia State as a day, and also in our party APC. So that statement is a statement from APC. That statement is a statement of fact. That statement is highly supported by all of us. So he made it on behalf of all of us. And I have no addition on it.
We'll get to talk about that very soon, but we are due for a break at this point. In case you are tuning in at this point, it is Ben KALU'S mandate coming to you on this frequency modulated band. We have been discussing the political development in the state in the last 1 week or so, and that we will continue when we come back from the break. And I've been speaking with a former Deputy Speaker, Abia State House of Assembly, who is Right Honorable Cosmos Ndukwe. I mean, dissecting what we have on the front burner. When we come back after the break, we are going to continue this discussion. And remember, the third phase of the program is live too. We open the phone lines and allow you leverage our feedback platforms to share your thoughts with us. Stay with us.
As ABN TV, where the world is on your screen, bringing you news like you've never seen. From headlines, we are your guide, ABN TV. Let's take you for a ride. Your stories, your world, your channel. This is ABN TV, where the world is on your screen, bringing you news like you've never seen. From headlines to highlights, we are your guide, ABN TV. Let's take you for a ride. Your stories, your world, your channel. This is ABN TV, where the world is on your screen, bringing you news like you've never seen. From headlines to highlights, we are your guide, ABN TV. Let's take you for a ride. Your stories, your world, your channel. This is ABN TV, where the world is on your screen, bringing you news like you've never seen. From headlines to highlights, we are your guide, ABN TV. Let's take you for a ride. Your stories, your world, your channel. This is ABN TV. The world is on your screen, bringing you news like you've never seen. From headlines to highlights, we are your ABN TV. Let's take you for a ride. Your stories, your world, your channel. This is ABN TV, where the world is on your screen, bringing you news like you've never seen. From headlines to highlights, we are your guide, ABN TV. Let's take you for a ride. Your stories, your world, your channel. This is ABN TV, where the world is on your screen, bringing you news like you've never seen. From headlines to highlights, we are your guide, ABN TV. Let's take you for a ride. Your stories, your world, your channel. This is ABN TV, where the world is on your screen, bringing you news like you've never seen. From headlines to highlights, we are your guide.
I just laughed, when I read those stuff because I have been one of the presiding officers, though at the state level. So on the reactions of this member of House of Assembly, National Assembly members, and then State Assembly members, to me, I think it was not necessary. One, they should also not forget that Ben is one of them, and what Ben did is what he should have done as the people's representative. Ginger-led caucus and his colleagues in the House, he started this local. As I said, he was so loquacious in his opening statement. I heard him and the Deputy Speaker, who is also a presiding officer of the House where he is, was seated there. I have been in the House, and I know that each time we are asked for a program, it's either the presiding officer is there to represent all of us, either the Speaker or the Deputy Speaker. And if any member must talk, it must be at the permission of his bosses. Abia have said before now, it's not a conquered state. That is his party as Labour. They just won an election made possible by Obi. I keep on saying it. I was one of them too before, and all of them were in PDP before now. So while his boss is seated there in the national television, you expect him not to respond on behalf of his party to that unnecessary display of ignorance of politics and display of bravado to please, and what I consider to be highest point of psychophancy and psychophantic language concerning 2077 election. You expect the DS, number 6 citizen, a member of another party, APC, and a ruling party in the national to keep quiet and not say, no, gentlemen, what you said is not possible. My own state, my own party will win. He did not say Ben KALU will win. That is where all this whole thing is getting me unnecessarily worked up. He said APC will win 2027. That is somebody forecasting his party's winning come 2027. The House is instituted to be as a check. I repeated this earlier. When I was a DSP, you lead other legislators program. You expected to talk only when the deciding officer permits you to do that. only when the presiding officer committee to do that. Then didn't make the call as an outsider. He made the call as a critical stakeholder in the Abia project and also an APC member. At the National Assembly, he then and others, no, I think the caucus leader of the Labour Party, you know that for them to have what they have in the House, they must surely work assiduously with other senior legislative principal officers to give them roles and ensure that things that they're supposed to have get to them. They have like 360 members. So for them not to stress in having some juicy positions, chairman of committee, this is as a result of their struggle.
Are you saying he's the one who ensured that they got those positions? Is that what you're saying?
Of course. They are new members. How can they be chairman of committees as new members? How? It's not possible.
But at the end of the day, right, Honorable Ndukwe, isn't it about interest? Isn't it about interest, which is very normal in politics? All of this.
So as their leader here, he is their leader. That is why he ensures that they have those juicy positions they are bragging about today.
All right, let's come back to one of those comments.
And Abia House is the one that is very, very amusing to understand where they are coming from. They were even circumspect in their own presentation, unlike those in the House of Assembly. They just came up to make pronunciations that is unbecoming of members of the same family. We are legislators. Once they check out of that office, they will continue to be legislators. They will still come in to become part of the ex-legislators of the state. So what I expect they have to do as a former principal, formerly if they are principal officers head in the public, is to go and meet the governor in-house to look into what their principal officer said and call over a zealous media head and call them to order and also make sure that all these social media eras that are castigating at calling out from them should be friends from calling them out and escalating the matter. Because they are legislators. And we will continue to be legislators. They only raise a fundamental campaign issue. And in the coming years, those issues will become a discussable issue. So no one knows who goes where soon. They too, as legislators, may still move.
Okay, let's.
They are all journeymen.
Right, Honorable.
Member of the House.
Right, Honorable Ndukwe. Let's look at the audacious comment of the Deputy Speaker about 2027 and Abia State. Do you double down on his position? Do you think the state at this point is coherent and formidable enough to even challenge? 2027 is far away from here, but you and I can agree at this point that most persons are making their moves. You can see the atmosphere charged. It's only a matter of it arriving and things will begin to happen. Do you think the APC in the state are even in that position to challenge?
My brother, you see this thing called politics. No one should, at least, at any point, chase himself for we politicians. And no one knows who goes where very soon. I repeat, no one knows who goes where very soon. The journey is long, it's not long. You should also note that man is a political animal. So this drought movement for greener pasture location is real. They will come and convince you to fight each other. Tomorrow, we will all join maybe in the same kettle and also meet ourselves in the same pot of soup. So it doesn't even call for killing one another. I expect the legislators who have been voted in, because once you are voted in office and then you find yourself in the national state or in the state assembly, you are one. You are a legislator for life. Your own actions is to make peace Their own actions is to cross-check. Their own actions is to sit back and be a good chess player. Let me assure them, in the game of chess, after the game, both the queen and the king will find himself in one box. So I don't see any issue that one who has seen them doing all that he is doing to promote good things coming into our faith. And you see that they challenge him. In his historic move, he has also made the Southeast Development Commission to approve setting up, through the approval of the Mr. President, a federal university of a college, a detective college in Benue recently, and this has been approved. These are the things the legislators and the state will be celebrating. These institutions will not only create opportunities for our youth, but also serve as a catalyst for regional growth and development. We cannot underestimate the impact of what men have done at number 6 by cascading in with insults and tantrums. So these are what I expect of these legislators to protect our integrity.
Okay. It's
And
time.
I send the same gratitude to Mr. President for his visionary leadership, his dedication towards the development of Southeast region. It has never been like this. It has never been like this. And then I remain resolute, committed for anything that concerns Southeast. We are always fast in pulling down syndrome, pulling down our own. These ones we are talking about, nobody knows what comes up tomorrow.
All right. It's time for us to open the phone lines, right, Honorable Cosmos Ndukwe. I plead with you to stay on the line while we'll entertain reactions on Ben KALU'S mandate. It means we've zeroed in on the third phase of the program this morning. 0808 182 6949 or 0811 605 2949. We're live on Facebook as well, and you can equally send us a text, either a voice note or a text message on our WhatsApp number 0906 501 8289. Good morning and thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Name and location.
Calling from Omai. Well, I will say that all politicians who have been engaged in federal government by election appointments should work together and ensure the development of the state with economic contribution, but also remind the mandate that activities of Lagos State government and the Assembly Federation in continuity of the Nnamdi Kanu case is a campaign against President Tinubu re-election in this zone. And also remind people who are speaking about the presidential pardon. That pardon is for people who have been convicted. And I don't pray that Nnamdi Kanu should be convicted. And Nnamdi Kanu must not be convicted because
Ikechukwu Okorochukwu, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you. I'm moving on to the next call now. Good morning and thank you for joining the conversation.
For life, excellent from Monimo. Opposition is very good. Say that opposition will make you know your position. Then Kala has said what he said. He has his right to say after he has not ruled the state. We are even happy. Seeing something like President Kala or to do something on their pocket. But they have not ruled the state. They don't get it. When we are bitterly annoyed, when people that are in position, we are in position for some decades, that's coming to talk. And you know why they're giving Benjamin Kalu, they are pushing him. But I know that they want to see remain politically relevant, the true bench. And that's why they are talking. He said what he said. He has told that the fact. See, he has not passed through technology. You know that he said like, Olga said the president said that it's only people that, according to me, it is only people that are men of darkness that can deny that light has come at their face. I concur with what he said. Because people now,
thank you, Excellent, for your contribution. I appreciate. Thank you very much. On to the next call. Good morning and thank you for joining us.
Morning,
Go ahead, please.
Good morning, Writer of Cosmos Ndukwe. Who say man notice the name I'm calling from Omaya? Please, I want to talk in this way. I don't want us in Abia State to be seeing whatever thing that we see politics as a do or die affair. Benjamin Kalu, being number 6 citizen in this country, has his prerogative to support or encourage what is encourageable and still be bold enough to speak to the people in authority. In as much as most of us or some of us are applauding what the governor is doing, but most times we are supposed to give credit to Mr. President for making it available for whatever thing that is happening to happen. That road that was supposed to be commissioned by Mr. President, Port Harcourt Road, is also a federal road, and it's still going to be paid by federal government. Most of the road, even the bridge at Omenoko Bridge, is a federal project, and it's still going to be paid by the federal government. So when Ben Kalu came out to say something about to promote act for accountability, transparency, and things, how things are being done in due process to be war by labor people. If peradventure maybe the government is doing marvelously well, you shouldn't be afraid of whatever, or his media people are not supposed to be afraid of the whatever thing that they position. We don't expect them Kalu to.
Thank you, who say man no day. I appreciate your contribution. On to the next one. Good morning and thank you for joining the conversation.
Good morning, Weji, and Happy New Year, my brother.
All the best.
Good morning, Honorable Man in the house. Can you hear me, Weji?
He can. Go ahead.
All right. I remember Mr. Prince Winusagu from here, no more Togo. First of all, Weji, I thank you on your investigative journalism and accurate and to the point question to the Honorable Man in the house. Why am I greeting you on that? There is a question you asked our Honorable Man that he has not even answered, and I would like him to answer it. Please, there was an interface by our fifth man in the house, that is Kano, against our governor, that APC is going to win Abia State come 2027. Why could our sixth man in the house, being a single head that represents the entire region, is not telling us that a party will win when the governor is there? Is it not overlooking the people, the electorate that ought to put the election? On that question you asked, please, I would like that man to answer it. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you for your contribution. We equally have the opportunity to take comments on Facebook and on WhatsApp. I'd allow him to respond to your question. Right, Honorable Cosmos Ndukwe, I'm sure you had the question he asked.
Yes.
Please do respond.
Yes. He asked me why Sam should say that and what motive is behind the saying that APC will take over Abia State in 2027. And I'm boldly answering him. I said, they have shown us persistent effort and a strong voice that have yielded tangible results in Abia State. And his name will be forever etched in the history of our region as one of those who have bring in milestones and also celebrated projects into Abia. And he made a statement of hope. Remember, Isaiah 40:31 says, for those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar like an eagle, and they will run and they will not grow weary. They will walk and not be fainted. I'm repeating this quotation of Isaiah 40:31 in line with his statement. Because we have seen that we have run, APC have provided tangible results in Abia through him alone, singly. And he said that his party, he cannot be a sixth man in the federation and his party will lose that state. He said the people will win 2027 through the votes of the people. By what the people have seen APC produce through one man, that APC will win so that the numerous homogeneous projects that we are seeing in other APC states like Imo State will become the story in Abia. He made that statement knowing that APC is a party that has influenced good hopes in so many other states. Now, the state man has seen the light. He's joining very soon. In fact, he has already joined. It's just for the declaration. Other states have seen the light, even Akwa Ibom, even Bayelsa recently. I'm sure Port Harcourt is on the way. Most of the Southeast states have seen the light. So if
the light you mean, is it becoming a one-party state? Is it the nation becoming a one-party state? Is that the light that they have seen?
No,
Right, Honorable Cosmas Ndukwe.
What is fortuitous is a future that holds endless possibilities for South East.
The one where everybody would sing the same song, is it?
And dance the same song.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody in the party will sing the same song in the nation, across the subnationals. No sense of opposition.
For us to work together beyond political affiliations towards the development of our boundaries in Southeast by joining a movement party that is on the national scale.
All right, let's take a few more reactions. I'd love to take just a call and look at the comments on Facebook, and then we'll call time on Ben KALU'S mandate. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. Kindly oblige us with your name and where you are calling us from.
Good morning. Bye. Good morning, our guests. This is fine. From Asari Echowa, but I'm coordinating from Imo State right now. The thing that is there is that opposition is good. The opposition makes a man to always sit up so that you think that you are standing, you hold yourself very well so you not fall. But there is a way you play position, you create war, you set back the goals that's already going on. We all know where we are coming from. You know how their state was before. Now, when the deputy speaker that is in the best position to come out, even ask the federal government to do more in the state, he's now even clapping that the federal government has even done more than it was even expected. Is he alone? Is he borrowing other state money? The other past governors that were in that state, even the federal government used to give them money. They don't use to collect allocation from federal government. What do they do with it? Now that I see a man that is doing something, instead of them to tell the president, we need more, come and do this thing, come and do this thing. And they are saying that the president has done more. What do Lagos say?
Thank you very much for your contribution. I appreciate. Thank you. The phone lines are still buzzing, but apparently every good thing has an end, doesn't it? So at this particular point, let's acknowledge the comments on Facebook. Also, Francis Nnamani saying, is writing us from Enugu State. Greetings from here. Thank you, Francis. And Ben the Mandate on Facebook, he sent the Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, right on about Benjamin Okezie Kala, PhD, CFR, is very correct. President Tinubu deserves commendation for releasing resources for projects in Abia State. The governor equally need to do more considering the amount he is receiving now. Also, local government should be allowed to use their money. Workers and pensioners deserve more in terms of welfare. Wisdom Ikechiku, you've called via the phone lines, but I will take your comment. He said there is nothing wrong with APC taking over Abia State because such state can come from SDP, PDP, YPP, Labour Party, and if Alex against Tinubu re-election 2027, then Tinubu will work against, well, I don't know the rest of the comments you made there. This is where we are going to draw the curtain. I'm going to afford you just one more minute, right, Honorable Cosmos Ndukwe? One more minute. I mean, at the heartbeat of all these discussions and these misunderstandings are the people who form the heartbeat of democracy. Shouldn't everybody work together to push the state to the next level other than throwing tantrums and shades at each other?
Yeah, I think you are right. We really need to work together to push the state forward. We really need to work together to push the state forward. And that is the core message from the Deputy Speaker's desk. And when looking at the state now, we say the new Abia and the old Abia. And the new Abia is doing everything transparent. And the old Abia is not doing things transparently. What is transparent? It's local government getting their funds has been pushed from.
That's a national phenomenon, isn't it? It's not just Abia. It's not just Abia.
Okay. Okay, it's not just Abia. That is the thing. One man needs to start the transparency somewhere. That is the question.
All right.
Like the visible impact of this physical development strike is written all over, it's glaring and noticeable, even to a casual passerby. Federal roads are being put down through what was passed through his what we call legislative project commission budget. You can see rural areas like where have never been, roads that have remained impassable, and they really since the end of the Civil War have been professionally asphalted, constructed, reconstructed professionally, and asphalted with drainage.
It's time for us to go now.
Solar light.
Right, Honorable Cosmos.
I'm finished with solar light.
Sorry about that.
You understand? And when he's constructing and polishing modern classroom blocks, you will see ICT centers under it. And these are signs that he's doing the right thing in the new Abia.
Okay, thank
These
you.
are the things we are praying.
Thank you.
Many people say we are pulling him down. Nobody is pulling him down.
Thank
What
you,
we are
Right
doing is
Honorable
development of
Cosmos
opposition.
Ndukwe. We have
The
to
government
go.
needs to be up and doing more.
Thank you. Let me sincerely
position
appreciate you.
Allowing the local government also some time to work out in their local areas, most of the rural areas.
We are out of time, Right Honorable Cosmos Ndukwe. Let me appreciate you for coming on Ben KALU'S mandate. It has been quite a conversation. Thank you very much. I will equally want to appreciate the call out those who utilize their feedback platforms to engage with us on Ben KALU'S mandate. Just keep a date with us, same time, same station, come next week. And my appreciation wouldn't be complete, so that nobody will call me out if I do not appreciate my producer, Samson Eze, as well as Chief Alvan Egon, even Stanko, and those behind the visuals on Facebook.
TV. Let's take you for a ride. Your stories, your world, your channel.